What is anxious introvert? When we hear the word introvert, we usually think of a shy person who prefers to stay in a discreet attitude during social gatherings or a reserved student who rarely participates in the classroom. However, it's important to know that there are different types of introverts, four of which are the social introvert, the thoughtful introvert, the reserved introvert, and the anxious introvert. In this video, we will focus on the anxious introvert type.
An anxious introvert refers to an individual who possesses both introverted and anxious tendencies. Let us break down these two terms. Introvert. An introvert is someone who tends to focus inwardly, finding solace and recharging by spending time alone or with a small, close-knit group of friends. People with anxiety may experience physical symptoms like rapid heartbeat, sweating, trembling, and an overwhelming sense of fear or dread. Anxiety can also lead to avoidance of certain situations or activities that trigger anxious feelings. An extrovert is a term used to describe a personality trait characterized by an individual's preference for socializing and interacting with people and being in stimulating environments.
When someone identifies as an anxious introvert, it means they possess both introverted and anxious traits. As an introvert, they naturally prefer solitude and may find social interactions draining. However, their anxiety can intensify these tendencies, making them more prone to worry and overthinking when faced with social situations or new experiences. Anxious introverts may also feel self-conscious, fear judgment, or have concerns about saying or doing the wrong thing in social settings. How identify anxious introvert?
Identifying an anxious introvert can be challenging because introversion and anxiety are separate traits that can exist independently of each other. However, there are some common signs and characteristics that may help you recognize someone who is both introverted and anxious. Here are some possible indicators. Social withdrawal. Anxious introverts may prefer spending time alone or in small groups rather than large social gatherings. Overthinking and worry. Anxious individuals tend to engage in excessive rumination and worry about past events or potential future outcomes.
Physical symptoms. Anxiety can manifest in physical symptoms such as restlessness, nervousness, muscle tension, sweating, or trembling. Avoidance of conflict. Anxious introverts may go to great lengths to avoid conflict or confrontations. Overpreparation. Anxious introverts often feel more comfortable when they are well prepared for upcoming events or social interactions. Perfectionism. Anxious introverts may have a tendency towards perfectionism and high self-criticism. Sensitivity to stimuli. Introverts in general can be more sensitive to external stimuli such as loud noises, bright lights, or crowded environments.
Remember that these signs are not definitive proof of someone being an anxious introvert. It's important to approach individuals with empathy, understanding, and open communication to gain a better understanding of their unique experiences and needs. How they handle their emotions. Handling emotions as an anxious introvert can be a unique and individual process. Here are some strategies that anxious introverts might find helpful in managing their emotions. Self-reflection and introspection. Anxious introverts often benefit from taking time for self-reflection and introspection to better understand their emotions.
Seeking support from trusted individuals. Sharing emotions and seeking support from trusted friends, family members, or a therapist can be valuable. Developing coping mechanisms. Anxious introverts can benefit from developing coping mechanisms for anxiety. Gradual exposure to challenging situations. Anxious introverts can gradually expose themselves to situations that trigger anxiety. Self-care practices. Engaging in regular self-care practices is crucial for managing emotions. Seeking professional help. If anxiety becomes overwhelming or significantly impacts daily functioning, seeking support from a mental health professional, such as a therapist or counselor, can be beneficial. They can provide guidance, tools, and strategies tailored to the individual's needs.
Remember, it's essential to find what works best for each person as everyone's experience and coping mechanisms may vary. Experimenting with different strategies and seeking professional help when needed can assist anxious introverts in effectively managing their emotions. How interact with an anxious introvert person? Interacting with an anxious introvert requires understanding, empathy, and patience. Here are some tips to help you effectively engage with an anxious introverted person. Create a calm and comfortable environment. Anxious introverts may feel overwhelmed in social situations.
Be patient and give them space. Introverts often need time to process their thoughts and recharge. Allow them to have moments of silence or solitude without pressuring them to engage in constant conversation. Listen actively and show genuine interest. When they do share their thoughts or feelings, be an attentive listener. Avoid pushing or pressuring them. Anxious introverts may be more cautious and hesitant when it comes to participating in social activities. Offer reassurance and understanding. Anxiety can make even small interactions stressful for some introverts.
Plan activities in advance. Spontaneity can be overwhelming for anxious introverts. If you're planning an outing or event, provide them with details ahead of time so they can mentally prepare and feel more comfortable participating. Respect boundaries and personal space. Introverts often value their personal space and may become overwhelmed by excessive physical contact or intrusion. Be non-judgmental and accepting. Anxiety can cause people to doubt themselves and worry about being judged.
Offer support and encouragement. Encourage the anxious introvert to step out of their comfort zone gradually, but avoid pushing them too far too soon. Be aware of social cues and signs of discomfort. Pay attention to their body language, tone of voice, or other cues that may indicate they are feeling overwhelmed or anxious. Remember, everyone is unique, and individual preferences may vary. It's essential to communicate openly with the anxious introvert and ask them about their specific needs and boundaries. By demonstrating understanding and empathy, you can build a supportive and comfortable relationship with an anxious introverted person.
Did you find this video enlightening? If you have any tips about your journey towards anxious introvert, share them with us and let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video, subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Goodbye.